Hey peeps, welcome back to my channel. My name is Drusilla Shay, if you don't know already. And today, this video is for my one and only tall biddies, okay? For my tall girls and women out there, I'm gonna be talking about style tips for tall women. So if you are tall, or if you know someone who is tall who may find this information helpful, then keep on watching. All right, y'all, so let's put this out there. I am 6 feet tall. With that being said, let's just jump right in. Tip number 1, as much as possible, I would recommend buying clothes that actually fit. Now, I know this may seem very obvious, but I know that for tall women, a lot of the times we've had to settle in the past because we couldn't find clothes that fit us. We couldn't find jeans and pants that were long enough. There weren't very many long sleeves that would actually reach our wrist, right? And so it was very hard actually finding things that are well fitting. And so a lot of times we just had to kind of work with what we had and work with what we could find. But nowadays, especially within the last, I want to say 5 years, there's been so many tall brands springing up. I'm talking Tall Moi, Ninth Closet, Amali Tally, like the list goes on. There's so many options for us now, and there are even brands that have tall sections like ASOS, Misguided, Boohoo. And so I even think Fashion Nova has come out with a tall section as well. So now we don't have to settle for things that don't actually fit us. We can actually go out and buy things very intentionally. So I already know if I'm looking for pants, I need to go online to certain retailers, and that's completely fine with me, to be honest. But I know that if I want to get something that fits a certain way, I have to go to specific retailers. And so now with more options, we can buy clothes that fit well. So why is it important to actually buy clothes that fit well? Well, it actually looks better on us, right? That's one reason. If you look at, suits, for example, if you were to buy a suit that is not really well fitting, it's a little bit baggy and loose, and it's not coming in at the places it's supposed to be coming in, it doesn't really look very suitable. It doesn't look See what I didn't do that on purpose, but that was a pun. That was a pun. If you were to compare that to a look where someone's wearing a suit that's very tailored and it fits the person in the right places, it comes in at the right places, you'll see the big difference. There's a difference between something that's ill-fitting versus something that fits the way that it's supposed to, and it completely changes that person's look. It makes the person look way more put together. So it does make a difference how our clothes fit, and specifically when it comes to tall women, I know that our pain point has to do with length. And so as much as you can help it, definitely look for clothes at tall retailers. And just to add to that, another benefit of wearing clothes that are actually well-fitting is that it's a confidence booster. So if you're wearing something that doesn't fit well and you are aware that it doesn't fit well, chances are you'll probably become a little bit self-conscious. I know for me, that happens all the time. If I'm wearing something and I know it's not fitting the way it's supposed to, it just makes me very hyper aware of it, and it makes me feel like other people can see it as well. And so it kind of just draws my attention to that thing, and it's not a very comfortable feeling. As opposed to when I'm wearing something that's fitted and I know that it fits perfectly fine, I'm way more comfortable. So it helps, build confidence in the sense of we don't have to be walking around like, oh, is this person looking at how short, my pants are, how short my sleeves are, right? We don't have to pay attention to those things. So tip number 2, I know that not every tall person can afford to buy more clothes or clothes from tall retailers. A lot of these brands can be a little bit more on the pricey side, and even if it is a little bit, less expensive, not everybody has the means to just get up and buy new clothes all the time. So my tip to you is, with what you have, make everything always look intentional. Let's say you have jeans, skinny jeans, and they're just a little bit too short. Cuff them. It always makes it look like they are supposed to be that length when you cuff them. And I have a whole video actually on how to conceal pants that are too short and how to like finesse it to make things look very intentional so that people don't notice that things are not fitting you well. So I'll link that down below as well. But even when it comes to things like sleeves as well, that's probably the easiest thing to finesse because you can easily roll it up and it always looks like a very effortless look. It looks very intentional, like, oh, maybe you're hot, you know, you want to roll up your sleeves, or maybe you want to show your jewelry, so you roll up your sleeves. But no one has to know that it's because it doesn't fit you well. Girl, that's our secret. That's our secret. Tip number 3 for my tall women. Listen, I have a couple videos about women wearing heels. If you have trouble being confident wearing heels and you're tall, I will link that video down below. If you want to know, you know, my say on tall women wearing heels, I'll also link that down below. But what I'm going to say for this video is that, in my opinion, there are just certain looks that call for heels, right? Think about like very dressy looks. I'm thinking gown, like, you know, if you go to a wedding, if you go to a banquet or something like that and you're really dressy. For me, a lot of those events call for heels. It doesn't have to be a tall heel, but something that, you know, looks more dressy on the feet. And I know that a lot of my tall girls kind of struggle with even wearing heels, even though they really want to. But listen, sis, wear the heels. It will be better if you just wore the heels and completed the look than settle for some other shoe that just throws the outfit off or makes it look mediocre. Like, we're not settling, okay? Why should we? If you have to tower over people, so be it. We are who we are. We're tall, whether we have on heels, whether we don't have on heels. People are gonna say something about it. So you might as well just wear the heels so that you can complete the look. So this next tip is really important to me because it's something that I learned later on in my life. And it's because I was always so insecure about my height when I was younger. But now that I'm more comfortable with my height, I realize that I should actually be accentuating my legs, not trying to make myself look smaller. It actually benefits me that I'm working with the body type that I have rather than trying to make myself look like something I'm not, which is short. So it just works in your benefit to accentuate the kind of body type that you have. I have long legs, right? So I'm going to accentuate my long legs by wearing things like thigh-high boots, wide leg pants, something that will always complement my height. I believe that it looks so good when a tall woman wears something that just brings out her height. Like, why should we hide? We can't hide, guys. We're tall. And last but not least, the most important style tip for my tall women and girls out there: confidence is the best thing that you can put on. You are made the way that you are for a reason. Some people even say to me stuff like, you're wasting your height because you're not playing basketball, you're not a professional model, all these things. But my height is not a waste. I'm this height for a reason. Listen, I help people reach things on top shelves. My height is not a waste, okay? Because then you can't get the remote when it's on top of the fridge. I'm just saying. When we are not confident in our height, it shows and it does not look good. My cousin always used to tell me, straighten your back, straighten your shoulders, because I would always slouch them. Like when I was younger, I was so insecure about my height because people always like make jokes and think it's funny, but eventually it weighed on me, right? And you know, I would walk around like this, head down. And the fact that I wasn't confident, it just showed. It doesn't matter how nice my outfit looked. It doesn't matter what shoes and jewelry I had on. The one thing that you will always notice about me was my posture and the fact that I was slouching and my head is down and I'm so like shy and like, oh my goodness, I don't want you looking at me. Like, it doesn't even matter what I have on anymore. That's the first thing that you see, right? And so that kind of just distracts even from your whole outfit, your whole look. It takes away from it. So if you are going to be stepping out, tall girls, make sure you step out knowing that you are tall for a reason, and that tall height is a beautiful thing. It's not something that's ordinary. It's actually something that a lot of people want. So just know that confidence is a big booster to how you look. Own your height is pretty much what I'm trying to say. That's always going to make you look good, even if you feel like you don't have the best clothes. That's not the thing that matters the most. Own what the Lord has given you, okay? If you're tall, stand up tall. If you're short, stand up short. So I think I've ranted enough. Hopefully that's helped somebody out there. So guys, thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk. The point of these videos is of course to be helpful, but also to help those who are like me. You know, it's not only about fashion and looks, but it is also to help you guys who are tall feel more confident in your height and not feel like you have to hide your height or feel self-conscious about your height. Everybody's different. Own that difference. Own the fact that you've been made unique. It's a beautiful and wonderful thing. I appreciate you all for watching. If any of my tall peeps, or even if you're not tall but you have tips for tall people because maybe you've seen it somewhere, you know somebody who's tall, leave them tips down below. Let me also know which one was your favorite tip if you had one. Also, give me a thumbs up if you have enjoyed this video. Please go ahead and hit that red subscribe button if you haven't already. And please also go ahead and turn on that bell notification button so that anytime I post, you will be up to date. God bless you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.